Welcome to Hope Academy. My name is Mr. O, and today I'm going to be explaining specifically numbers 20 and 21 on the SAT Practice Exam 1, specifically Section 4, which is a calculator portion. As usual, what I do is that in the beginning, I do the problem real quick, and then I take my time and explain how I went about to get to the answer. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So for number 20, so I don't know about this, 20% discount. Okay, total amount she paid was including 8% tax. Oh, interesting. Okay. What's the following? Okay. So this is the final price. Okay, so number 20 will be D. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and explain to you how I was able to get to the answer for 20. I do want to note that for number 20 specifically, you have to be careful about what the wording says. And I noticed that a lot of people would end up choosing the answer C as their temptation, but C is not correct because P is not the original price before all the tax. If you notice, it says the total amount she paid to the cashier was P dollars. So this was after all the tax and sales that she received. C will be correct if I told you it was prior to the whole tax and her paying it. The price of this object was, let's say, $10. Then I would do 10 times the 0.8 and then take that value times the 1.08 because it's 8% above. The idea behind this is that 1.08 means that this is my aka my rate of increase that exists. So a lot of times you'll see the equation later on come up. Initial 1 plus or minus r to the nt, and a lot of times this is what we call the exponential growth or decay. I don't need to go in too much depth on this concept, but the idea behind this question is that usually to get the percent increase, this is my rate of 0.08, and it's the increase to the price, and thus why usually the idea is that I multiply it to the original price. But for this question, it's actually sort of reversed. After all my cost, aka my unknown x, let's say my x is my original price, what happens is that I take this original price and I multiply it with 0.8 because that's technically 20% decrease, means it's 80% of the total value. So that's where the 20% discount means the 80%. But I also multiply it with the 1.08 because when I decrease the price and then I add the tax onto it, it needs to increase my price, my original price. Thus equals to P, the final value that exists. But what happens is that these values actually divide underneath it, and thus how through mental math, I was able to get D as the final answer. And that concludes my explanation for number 20. For number 21, let me see. So there's a chart. I'm not going to read the chart. X group, X continue. Okay, yeah, this is extra info. Person is chosen at random who recalled at least one dream. So that means I'm looking at this and I'm looking at this. Okay, what's the possible group? Okay, so that means it's group Y, technically group Y values over these two, group X plus group Y. Okay, but it's only supposed those, so 11 plus 68 over 39 plus 125. So I'm gonna do that real quick. 11 plus 68, 79, and I see some 9 here, but just in case, 39 plus 125, 164. Okay, so for number 21, my final answer is C, and now I'm going to explain to you how I was able to get to this answer. So if you notice right here, I underlined specifically at least one dream. That means it's one or more dreams. And so when I'm looking at this chart, I see 1 to 4 and 5 or more are the values that I need to look. On the numerator, aka the top part of the fraction right here, it asks me what's the probability that a person belongs to group Y. And so I took this value, 11 plus 68, and added them together, which is 79. Afterwards, this is inclusive of both this total plus this total to get the total probability. That's my denominator. That's the at least one dream is my representation of the denominator. And thus why I did 39 plus 125 got 164 and saw that the final answer is C, and that concludes my explanation for number 21. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe, or leave a comment below if you want me to cover anything. And I'll get back to you next time. Have a wonderful day.